We're in Milton, Florida at Splash RV Resort and Waterpark. This is the office. If that tells you something about the park as a whole, you won't find any nicer. So we're going to take a look around. The park, as far as I know, is new and they're just now completing. So we'll take a quick look around. This is where you enter the park. The office that we just showed, you're actually coming back to the back of the building into the parking lot, and then you can kind of see what we got here. Several golf carts out here for rent. Everything, just looks great. Here's a map of the resort. We're up here, even though it doesn't show the building there. And so we'll be coming back to here. You can see the different park spaces that they've got back through here. Lake up in the middle, the water park up in here. So we'll ride through now. First thing that comes to me is look at the trees. Mostly hardwoods. So great for, it's about to be the 1st of September. Great for this time of the year. Winter time, of course, they'll lose their leaves, so that'll be okay then too. As you can see, everything just nice and neat as you would expect with a new place. Everything's paved. Ice machine in the middle. Why more parks don't have that, I just don't know. But one of the ones where you plug in your money and it spits it out in the bag, nice. You've got to the right, these are all back-end sites. You can tell we're right beside the interstate. It's nice. I mean, you pull off, boom, you're there. You do hear the interstate traffic though. Over to the left, all pull-throughs, and there do seem to be a lot of pull-throughs here. Amazing to me that they were able to do this much construction and save this many trees in the project. And beyond that, you can see where they've come in and planted things that are just very obvious that they're not natural to be here. The park is really large. I didn't investigate how many sites before starting this. I had looked the thing up and seen it. The reason that we found it was it had shown up on some feed somewhere, and so at that point my wife had sent it to me, and so while we were in the area, we've been down at Fort Pickens. We just simply drove over to Milton to take a look at the place. Having to run back and forth to the map here just a little bit to keep track of what the different places are. Over to the right, these are cabins that they rent out. They look very nice. So if you had, I don't know whether you had a camper or not, if you had a camper, if you had more people than what would fit in your camper, you could rent one of these cabins, or you could simply rent one of these cabins. One thing that I'd read about the park that I really liked was that they only allow people inside staying in the campgrounds in the water park itself. So that keeps everything a lot neater than just having it opened up to the general public. Now these guys got it going. They've got the campers parked in front of their rented little house. Don't know how they did. Wow, they got the plumbing right there in front of it. How neat. Let's see if I can show you that. That's pretty creative. Speaking to the lady in the office, she said that they have food trucks that come in, and they do serve 3 meals a day. At, you know, what times exactly, I don't know, but that's a nice feature too. If it's not asphalt, it's concrete. And then all through here you can see where the grass has either been sodded or planted, a little bit of both, I think. And it is really taking hold. It's Jesus pretty. Looks like they got enough grass to mow it now. Just looking at the sites, most of them appear to be quite deep, because I'm seeing pretty good sized units here with the truck still parked in front of them. Looks like they actually lead them to the parking place here. Truly, the landscaping is impressive in this park. And this I've got to do a little homework on, where you can stay in a covered wagon. Now, that's different. Made the loop back around. There's the ice machine talked about earlier. It's the first place that I've seen rock down, but it looks like limestone, and that certainly makes for a great surface. Don't know if you can rent the teepee, but covered wagon. Nice little gathering place around the fire pit out in the middle. I'd say that's a wintertime place to be. All right. Fans blowing, really nice today because it's quite warm. Game room. And I guess just where they sell some of their t-shirts and so on. Club room. In case you get bored. Inner tubes for the lazy river. A bar. It's not a huge water park, but it really is nice. Another nice touch. Got the indoor-outdoor carpeting, or AstroTurf, whatever name you like, so you don't have dirt in the middle of everything. And I'm just having to assume for a minute some sort of place for entertainment. I don't know if the purpose is anything more than just a nice shady place to be to have a drink, but it's a great idea. Pretty interesting the way they brought in these trailers to do their kitchen areas or their bar areas. And while I have absolutely no experience with this, I'm just guessing that these are taps where you could get a cold beer if you wanted one. Overall, I think they did a really great job mixing sun and shade, because this is a warm day today. It's in the mid to high 90s, and yet several areas well shaded, comfortable, and for those that want the full sun, there it is. So what do you think of the bathhouse? Pretty sporty. And the laundry room, just like everything else, just nice. It's air conditioned. The bathrooms were air conditioned. Let's see, it looks like dryer, $1.50. Washer, $3. All right, we've taken a tour of the Splash RV Resort and Water Park. And as I've said over and over, extremely impressed with what we've seen. Everything about it's been nice. The number of campsites, I was going to look it up, didn't see it immediately, and the cost to stay here. To do that, I was going to have to go as far as to begin a booking process, and I didn't feel like starting that. So you'll have to do your own on that. I don't know what it may be, but I mean, it includes the water park in the price. Nice touch. As you turn off you can hear the traffic from the interstate. I would probably try to get a park place on the side away from the interstate if I could. And as you come off the interstate, it is about immediate. You go through a turn that goes to the middle of 2 service stations, which is a nice touch to have, and then brings you right up into the park. So I can only tell you that it's about 35 miles from Pensacola Beach, so it's very handy to be able to get to that if you want to do that. Pensacola, a lot of great places to eat. If you wanted to take in a minor league baseball game, you could do that. A lot of options out here. So I hope you get a chance to try it out. I appreciate your watching.